Let's design the Galactic line. It's been a couple of months since my last release. What have I been doing? I've been adding in people. Turns out they're kinda complicated. There's still some temporary art here and there, but let's take a closer look. It won't make your eyes bleed too bad. So if you hold down right click and move the mouse, you will be able to adjust the camera. But there's nothing to see, so let's go ahead and add in some stuff to see. You can click here on the parts list button or hit tab. It will take a second or two the first time you do it. This is the beating heart of our ship construction system, and this is really a prototype about ship construction, so this is important. Let's load up one of the existing ships that I have packaged up for you, the monkey bars. So you can see it loads up the parts that the ship needs in order to exist, but it doesn't load up every part in the game. That means that we have the ability to load up only subsets of parts, save a lot of RAM, and do a whole bunch of cool tricks down the line. This is what the ship looks like. Let's go ahead and get rid of that background noise. Alright, so this is a fully functional ship. There's no universe yet, so fully functional doesn't mean a whole lot, but it does mean that the ship is calculated out properly. It has an interior, and it has engines and resources and all that stuff. If we take a look over here, there's an interior view button, and you can look at all the pressurized elements of the spaceship. You can even change them. There's a new bunk room. There's an office. You can see the crew that we've got. Hello, crew. They're kind of hanging out. No biggie. Well, let's take a closer look at the crew. So let's take a look at Bob Zorro. So same camera rotation tricks, but you can hit W and S to move the camera up and down. You can adjust the characters by changing any of these elements, skin color, and all sorts of stuff that you might want to change, including the name. You can change things like these expressions and all sorts of nonsense. You can give them different personalities. You can randomize them. So you can feel free to adjust these characters as you see fit. Now these little flashing elements are the overall character adjustment nodes. These things let you adjust the character to be specifically the sort of person you want them to be. No problem. If you click down here, you can switch between the head and the body. The head editing is just as important, so you can grab this stuff and you can adjust the head to look however you want it to look. Now keep in mind that whether you're looking from the front or the side does give you different options. So definitely keep that in your mind as you're editing these characters. The random characters don't use the full extent of these capabilities, so you can create some really pretty awful looking people, but you're not going to get them that awful looking from the randomizer. Just awful enough to be unique. Anyway, you can either hit save and finish or tab or escape to break that out. And let's take a look back at the exterior view again. If we click down here on the engineering view, you can see all of our resources. So we have water, energy, propellant, and fuel. If we were to adjust this by, say, stealing this fuel tank, you can see how it says supply needed now. If we have 2 fuel tanks, we have OK plus 4 auxiliary. And if we've only got 1 fuel tank, it's just OK. See? Pretty simple stuff. Let's go ahead and make our own ship. You can get rid of that by clicking on engineering again. The ship template is the empty ship, as you might have guessed. We can load up any manifests we want and unload them. There are some filtering systems here in case you're getting swamped, but I don't think we're going to need them for today. Let's go ahead and put in a cockpit. You know, it's easier to do this if you can see that background noise. There we are. And maybe a bathroom. But we still have no crew, so let's add in some habitation rooms. Well, now we've got 10 crew, and we can name them. Hurrah! And if we looked inside, there they are. So the things I was doing with the monkey bars, showing you the other ship, all of those are perfectly possible using this same system. I didn't do any Unity restricted magic or anything like that. So you could build exactly what I've built, save the ship, no problem. You can also send that file to anyone you want. There is no problem loading up any file from anybody, so feel free to trade ships around if you'd like. It's still pretty early on though, so I expect you won't. Despite that, if you do build something, shoot me a Twitter @ so that I can see it, because it's pretty cool to see that sort of thing. Now we've got some stuff here, but I don't want to put this tank down here. Why don't I put it above? Well, you hit Control and you hit W or S, you can adjust the height. So that's easy enough. That's temporary. It's one of the things we'll be changing not too long, because it's not very easy to remember how to do that. If you hit Tab again, maybe I want one of these propellant tanks. Well, they would fit on better if they weren't pointed that way. Holding Shift, you can use WSADQE in order to move this around. Of course, you can adjust that WSADQE in the launcher if you decide you don't want those particular buttons. If you hold down Control and click, you duplicate. Pretty easy stuff. Also, when you right-click, it will center your camera on the object, and that includes the plane of editing. So, see? So that should allow you to look around the ship pretty easily, pretty quickly, build your own ship however you would like it to be built. All told, I think this is developing rather nicely. So give it a shot, tell me what you think, tell me if it runs, tell me if it doesn't run. Keep in mind that this is just a tech demo, the UI is particularly bad at the moment. But everything is there, the framework behind it is there. And this is version Alpha 10, in case you're wondering. It's February 2017, and if you're coming from the far future, so you know where we're at. Now what's next? Well, I have to build the universe. I'm sure that won't take long at all.